Yo, what's good, Marvin Garden enthusiasts? So today we got John Morant did it again.
Being, leader of this team, it pretty much, start with me. So, however, I attack, any situation, I know, my.
What the fuck? What happened? Anyways, so yeah, we got John Morant did it again, bro. So, I'm kind of late on this shit, but I think I feel indifferent about it. I don't know. I feel indifferent about this situation. Like, I mean, are guns are you not allowed to have guns if you're in the NBA? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But let's check it out.
Being, a leader of this team, it pretty much, start with me. So,
like, basically, the whole internet is trolling John Morant right now.
Situation, I know, my guys will follow. So, I just got to be better, in that area. On both sides, off the court, making better decisions, on the court, being locked in, even more.
I've recorded this introduction like 4 different times, mainly because I'm actually speechless that I'm making a video on this topic.
Bro, it's not that
My
serious.
initial
Like, Mike,
reaction
come on,
was,
man.
There's no way that this happened once again. There is no freaking way this happened again. But no, it did. It actually did. And it's
bro, are you like not allowed to carry guns if you're in the NBA? Like, I am so confused, bro. And bro, that one other dude was recording and shit, just trying to, bro, like, I swear that's like a setup, man. Like, bro, society's gotten soft, dude. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, they act like John Morant is, like, out here killing people.
I am flabbergasted. Before we get to the content, this video is probably gonna get demonetized because once again, John Morant flashed the fucking gun on Instagram. So make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow.
Yeah, Flight Mike, it's not that serious, bro. Come on now.
Show my editor some love because he actually showed up to work on for 1 point at deposit Grizzlies season. Mike check 1212. What's going on, everybody? The Memphis Grizzlies season ended over a week ago, and during exit interviews, it seemed like John Morant understood what needed to be done for the Memphis Grizzlies to eventually win a championship, because in my mind, I thought this was a championship team. I thought that they were more than capable of defeating the Los Angeles Lakers, and I've said that multiple times. I thought this team had more than enough talent to win a championship, but the problem was that they got in their own way. Primarily, over this past season, and one of the strangest things I think I've ever seen in my entire career, the number 2 overall pick in the 2019 NBA draft, who, by the way, is crushing the number 1 overall pick in that draft in terms of his career so far, John Morant, made a series of very strange decisions, and we've covered it extensively on this channel. I mean, over the past 5 months, John Morant was accused of allegedly beating up a 17-year-old kid.
He went back, so I'm like this. I tried to swing, no. Then his friend come over there, hit me, fell on the ground, and they just started jumping me.
Like while you were laying on the ground, they were still hitting you?
Yeah, they were still hitting me.
Okay.
Like the next 20 seconds, just still.
And you just get up and leave?
Yeah, I was.
Bro, you don't know what led up to that, man. Like, the 17-year-old, he might have been saying some crazy shit, bro. Like, why would they just do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't look into how the situation started. Y'all just look at the situation for what it is. But you gotta look at, like, the behind the scenes, if you will. Like, how the situation even started in the first place. Like, the 17-year-old might have been saying some crazy-ass shit. You don't know. That's what I hate about this new NBA generation of fans, bro. Is y'all, like, y'all assume shit, man. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Just y'all be just too invested in these NBA players, man. Like if y'all know them or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He's got a big old goose egg on the back of his head.
Trying to intimidate a mall security cop, having one of his friends allegedly point a red laser at a security guard, which indicated that he was pointing a gun at that security guard. And then, most famously, the icing on this entire cake, right when you can't really defend him anymore, because in our very first video, if you go all the way back to January, when the first video came out about him allegedly beating up the 17-year-old kid came out, I actually took John Morant's side because I thought he was a model citizen. Right when it can't get any worse, well, of course, Ja Morant decided to flash a gun at a Colorado strip club. And that was the icing on the cake at that point. I mean, up until that point, you could make a legitimate argument that, hey, maybe the 17-year-old kid that is alleging that Ja Morant beat him up is just looking for a bag. Hey, maybe these are all isolated incidents that are all piling up just so these individuals are looking for a bag. But once Ja Morant decided to flash a weapon on social media at that strip club, that's when there was actual video evidence that Ja Morant was behaving erratically on social media. It damaged his image significantly. He had a very clean image up until that point. He was very kid-friendly up until that point. I mean,
kid-friendly.
Brought back their ad campaign because of Ja Morant, for crying out loud. And as a result, Ja Morant was suspended for 8 games during the worst part of the season, by the way. The playoffs were about to start and it clearly affected him as the NBA investigated whether or not that gun was real. Ultimately, the Colorado strip club came out and said that Ja Morant was very respectful. They found out that the gun was fake, which I don't necessarily know who the hell is traveling with fake weapons, but whatever. They claimed that it was
Bro,
fake.
like, are you not allowed to have a gun though, man?
Where
I think not everyone, but I think a lot of people need guns, you know what I'm saying?
Something way worse and his PR team was able to bury it, or if it is what it is. But for the sake of the video, I don't want to get into the land where we're conspiracy theorists here. I would just like to float it out there, and then you can formulate your own conclusion. At the end of the day, the narrative was changed to Ja Morant was sober, acting like an idiot, flashing a weapon at a strip club, and after 8 games and talking to his teammates and vowing to be more focused, in addition to attending counseling in one of the quickest therapy sessions that I believe I've ever seen in my career, Ja Morant was allowed back on the Memphis Grizzlies. I really want you to take a moment to appreciate the absurdity of that situation. What the Grizzlies and Ja Morant's team are claiming is allegedly, and everything in this video is an allegation by the way, is that Ja Morant was at that Memphis strip club completely sober, not under the influence of alcohol, flashing a fake weapon on Instagram Live. The fact that he was doing that while being sober is mind-boggling to me, but that's what the story is, and that's what they're claiming. Regardless, we all moved on. Everyone moved on, and it seemed like Ja Morant understood the error in his ways, and it seemed like, given everything that happened, there's no way he'd do something that stupid again, right? I mean, come on. This practically costed them the season. The team chemistry was off during the playoffs. He had this beautiful post-game press conference where he clearly understood that he needs to make better choices and better decisions.
On both sides, off the court, making better decisions, on the court, being locked in, even more.
And then I woke up this morning, relatively late by the way, because I thought that there was no freaking way we'd get something like this. I thought the only thing I had to cover today was the result of the Celtics and Sixers game. No, today we woke up and we got a way more bizarre piece of news for you guys. Because ladies and gentlemen, I'm not kidding, Ja Morant did it again. On Saturday, Ja Morant went on Instagram Live once again. And on Instagram Live, this video was posted. Now, to his credit...
Nah, bro, that guy was trying to set bro up, man. Like, nah, fool.
On his account, it was on his friend D-Tap's account. I shouldn't laugh at this, but it's so freaking bizarre. In this video, once again, Ja Morant is dancing. Now, I don't know why he does this, but we've shown you this clip multiple times in the past, how Ja Morant, every single time he dances, he needs to bring out a gun, whether it's like a fake gun with his hands and like...
Bro, see how fast shit could spread if you're famous, bro?
Or if it's a real gun at a strip club, or if it's a real gun in his friend's Instagram Live, that's only getting 100 views. Once again, Ja Morant pulls out a freaking gun and decides to flex it on Instagram. Why? Why would you do this? I don't understand why you would do this. Look, I've made many excuses for him. If you're a young man, that's one thing. You made a silly mistake. You grew up in the suburbs of Memphis, and it's really tough out there. I understand. You listen to a lot of Young Boy, and he really inspires you to be more of a gangsta. I get it, I think. You make over $200 million. You recently were ruled to be ineligible for the Supermax. One would think that this would inspire him, right? No. Once again, he made an even dumber mistake, and he's getting punished for it severely. And I guess missing out on a Supermax contract extension wasn't enough for him because, well, Ja Morant's career now appears to be in jeopardy. According to Shams Charania, Ja Morant has been
just for having a gun,
from all
bro.
Grizzlies activities after the Memphis star was seen flashing an apparent gun in a recent social media video.
I guess you're just not allowed to show
Grizzlies
guns or nothing if you're an
suspended
NBA
from
player.
all team activities pending NBA review.
I mean, I can
News
understand
spokesperson
that, but
Mike
fuck,
Bass
man.
says, we are aware of the social media posts involving Ja Morant.
Bro, like, his
and are in the
career's in
process of
jeopardy
gathering
over a
more
fucking gun,
information.
man.
The Memphis Grizzlies also have a statement on this saying that we are aware of the social media video involving Ja Morant, and he is suspended from all team activities pending league review. We have no further comment at this time. Here's the thing, every single time this situation comes up, I think of the Gilbert Arenas Javaris Crittenton situation that
Oh,
occurred in
yeah.
the late 2000s.
But that Javaris Crivington, that dude's a bitch, man. Like, he lost a card game or some shit they were betting, and he didn't pay up Gilbert Arenas. Like, I honestly don't blame Gilbert Arenas, dude. Like, fuck that dude, man. Real talk, bro.
And a lot
Like,
of
that's
people might
bitch
not
shit.
remember this because
Not
this is
paying your
14 years
debts. Psst.
ago, but this effectively ended Gilbert Arenas' career. No one remembers this, but Gilbert Arenas was straight up the face of the Washington Wizards franchise prior to
Yeah,
this incident.
Agent
and
Zero,
he
he
had a lot
was-
of more
he
basketball
was
to
him.
play at the time. I mean, the man was 27 years old. Now, I guess you could make an argument that maybe Arenas' injuries caught up to him at that point, but by then the Washington Wizards were ready to move on from him after this incident. And I don't know what we could expect the Memphis Grizzlies to do here. Because on one hand, you can make a very reasonable argument that Ja Morant is without a doubt a top 5 player in the NBA, or at the very minimum, a top 5 player in the NBA that you would want to build around if you really want to get into specifics about it. He had one of his best seasons of his career this past year, averaging 26 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists per game, and a steal per game. And he clearly is good enough to build a championship team around him. And he hasn't even entered his prime yet, by the way. He's still just 23 years old. He was just drafted 4 years ago. So the best basketball of his career is still ahead of him. At the same time, how much could you trust a guy that is quite literally making the same exact mistake again? It's a very similar offense. And I think we need to acknowledge how hard the NBA fought in the 2000s to distance itself from gang culture as much as it possibly could.
Yeah, after that Malice at the Palace shit, David Stern was done with that.
They placed a huge point of emphasis in the 2000s to try to distance itself from stuff like weapons, baggy clothes, and regular streetwear from the 2000s, just in an effort to make the game more family friendly and to appeal to more advertisers. And they primarily did this by instituting a dress code. That's why you see everyone appearing to games in suits nowadays, or in whatever the hell.
Bro, they don't even wear suits nowadays, bro. Stop lying, bro. Did you see what Dylan Brooks was wearing, bro? He looked like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like, don't fucking tell me that shit, man. Like, when's the last time y'all saw somebody walk into the arena with a fucking suit? Now people are, I don't even know what they're doing nowadays, man. Like, David Stern would not fucking like this new generation of,
but you guys get my
I don't
point.
know, apparel.
This isn't going to be just another slap on the wrist for Ja Morant. This is a very serious offense, and the fact that it's a repeat
not an offense, bro. It's a
within
fucking
the past
gun, man.
2 months means it's probably going to be all the more serious. The thing is, this is unprecedented. I don't think I've ever seen a situation.
I'm gonna get all kinds of haters in the
when a player
comments
acts like a moron on social media, flexing
saying
the
that I'm
gun, which
stupid.
caused a lot of controversy 2 months ago. Once again, once his season is over. The worst part is, I could imagine the NBA giving an overreaction to this, suspending Ja Morant for 6 months to a year even. Or I could see a
For a
lighter
gun,
course
bro.
of action as well. Maybe Ja Morant goes to therapy. At the end of the day, I don't think this is a situation where Ja Morant's going to get released from the Memphis Grizzlies because, well, he's just too freaking good. And at this point, I don't know how you handled this situation. I don't understand how Ja Morant put himself in this situation once again. I don't think this is an overreaction at all. I mean, I think each and every one of us at this point can look at Ja Morant and say to his face that you're an idiot. I mean, straight up, you're an idiot. This is the definition of fumbling the bag here. You set your family up for generational wealth. There's clearly a target on your back. Even if you want to make an argument that people are out trying to get you so they could get it back from you, that's all the more reason to not act this way. If I'm John Morant, I am not even going even close to a gun at this point if there's a camera in sight. And like Sauce Gardner says, we all have guns, bro. We just don't post onto social media with them.
I mean, yeah.
It gives off a dangerous image, especially for a guy who makes his bread based
Hey, I
on
fucking
how
Sauce
marketable he is.
Gardner for that,
The
man.
Grizzlies appear to be just completely falling apart.
Yeah,
I
man.
don't think John Morant's situation is nearly as bad.
Bro,
as
a
the
live stream with
Bucks
100
situation,
people.
or
How
as
did-
bad as
bro,
how Kevin
that
Durant
is
quite
insane.
literally ended another man's career on Saturday. I'll leave a link to both of those videos in the end screen, and I'll see you guys there. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.
Hey, man. What are y'all thinking about this situation? Y'all think John Morant's career is in jeopardy? Let me know in the comments. I'm out.